Greetings. So I suppose this would be part 3. Maybe I should precede these with, in today's episode of Crap Not Made by AI. Maybe not. But anyway, doing a little reveal here. See how this turns out. So here is an interesting thing when it comes to ink. So with this right here, I'm using the Yasutomo ink. And the Yasutomo ink is based off of the Asian method of making ink. And so I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it here. India ink is India ink not because it's black, but because it's made with shellac as a binder. This is why Chinese ink, and this is based on my research and I could be wrong, but Chinese and Japanese ink is not India ink per se, because they use an animal skin glue or an animal hide glue as a binder. India ink is called India ink because it uses shellac, and shellac is something that's derived from India. That being said, I'm using the Yasutomo ink here, and it has a distinctive difference in surface tension, if I'm using the term correctly. And so it behaves differently when you are peeling away the masking fluid. It seems to have a more rigid surface tension, I guess. Again, I could be using a term inappropriately, which would not surprise me in the least. But here we're going to go in and do a little cleanup. Not too much, just enough. And the problem here is going too far. Because unlike the other lettering that you use the lettering guide and go through that process of lettering, this right here I can't necessarily go into Photoshop or Illustrator and just remake it. Well, I could, but I'm not that proficient at Illustrator or Photoshop to be sufficient in that. And the other thing too is this is full size. It will be reduced down a little bit when it's processed and published. And it will look slightly different when it is on a digital media. And so an awful lot of the inherent flaws and issues will be ironed out just in the process of it getting shrunk down. That, and it's made by hand, so I'm not too terribly worried about perfection. As the mighty Salvador Dali would say, don't worry about perfection, you'll never attain it. So